Good morning. Hey, this is Brad Zockoll here at Grace Christian Academy doing a take two of the first Facebook Live feed. Something went weird, and so I don't know what to do. So we're going to do another take here, but I'm going to go back into the art room, and I'm walking around wonderful art room, as you see here. And the thing that I want to talk to you today about is the kingdom of heaven. Now, what's an art room got to do with the kingdom of heaven? Tons of it. See, here's the thing. You look in this art room and you'll have a student come in here and they'll go ahead and they'll get all the implements, all the pencils and all the sponges and all of the canvases and all the paints and all of the measurements and everything like that. And you'll see them and they'll sit down and they'll have all this here and it'll say, I'm an artist. But they don't do anything. Well, that's just ridiculous. These things are the parts that would make up your artwork. Well, I want you to think about that when we talk about the book of Matthew and the kingdom of heaven. We've been talking a lot about Matthew. I would say that the book of Matthew is obsessed with telling you, dozens of times you have this phrase, kingdom of heaven. It's obsessed with telling you about the kingdom of heaven and really how to get there. Matthew 18 was my reading this morning, and it said you have to be like children to get to the kingdom of heaven. But you also see the different parts through the scriptures in Matthew about the kingdom of heaven. You're going to see that the kingdom of heaven, you don't just talk about it. Matthew chapter 7. Not all who just say, Lord, Lord, are going to enter into there. You see that you have the poor, the nature of being poor in spirit in Matthew chapter 5. And you're going to see a repentance need in Matthew chapter 5 about getting to the kingdom. Now, I wanted you to think about this. As we look out over this classroom, there will be seniors in here, as they are in my room. And they're coming in, and they're doing their work. They're doing their work. They're getting good grades. But you can tell when you look in their eyes that half of their mind's out the door. They're ready to graduate. They're looking down the road. They're preparing here, getting all their applications in and applying for their scholarships and getting their grades up, to prepare for something beyond. Isn't that a good illustration of what we should be doing as Christians? If we had a senior in here who merely just sat here and said, I'm okay with just staying at this school. I don't want to go. We'd say, that's a weird kid. We work for them to graduate. But we have Christians that will simply say this, I'm content with the world. You know, the thought of the afterlife, the thought of maybe even heaven is a little bit scary and mysterious. So let me just have Christian activity here on earth and leave it at that. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense as you look at the scriptures on this. We should be teaching, we should be living, we should be enjoying, and we should be learning about the kingdom of heaven and showing others. There are people in need. Now, how are they going to get the clear picture of salvation if we are confused on how to get on that road to get to the kingdom of heaven? So I want you to think about this. Now, look. As you see here, the students will actually put action to their desires. They want to learn, and they're going to go ahead and put pencil to paper or paint to canvas, and they're going to do something. Understand this as you look in the scriptures. Matthew chapter 7 says it's more than just talk. James 1:22 says that too. You can't just be a hearer and not a doer. Doesn't make any sense. So the question is, my friends, what are we doing right now as far as desiring the kingdom and telling about the kingdom? Take the parable of the art room right now. You can do everything about calling yourselves a Christian and not be doing anything. And so how are we promoting the kingdom? And if we're confused about the kingdom, I'm going to encourage you, get into the book of Matthew today. Learn, it's been great. And right now, for example, I'm in Matthew chapter 18. Take a look. The disciples are getting confused, and they start arguing. And they're asking Jesus, okay, who is going to be the greater in the kingdom? Yeah, it's all over the place. Jesus, really, we can take Matthew 18, then go back and start. He just says, okay, we start as a child. The simplicity, a child wants to go, right? a child will realize why he or she cannot go and is willing to learn. May we have the spirit of learning today and also realize this. If a child wants to go, he's going to go. Point the direction, and they're going to start running. And that's what we ought to do today. Let's take a look. Let's review. Let's get the desire. Let's get the childlike desire for the kingdom once again, Christians. And let's start putting paint to canvas. Let's start putting pencil to paper. Let's start learning and doing and showing the kingdom of heaven. There's so much more I could say, but you know something? Speaking about doing, I'm going to get going. I got to get ready for the students today on this Friday, and I hope your Friday's good too. And if there's anything that you can do today that might help me, would you share this with maybe another Christian or somebody that could benefit from this? I really, really appreciate this. And thank you so much for listening. And Lord willing, we will talk tomorrow. God bless you and have a great day.